Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the inner sanctum.
One of our listeners sent me a note asking why haven't we had more lighthearted comedies on lately. Of course, this individual was seeking one in particular, and you know who that is. I won't mention Jimmy in Boston's name, but he might be the one seeking me to bring to you some more episodes of My Friend Irma, starring Marie Wilson. This program, where Irma suffers from, well, love sickness, goes back to May 3rd, 1948.
Irma? Irma?
Yes, Jane?
Honey, where are you going with that pot roast?
Downstairs. I have to cook it on the furnace downstairs in the basement.
Downstairs in the basement?
Yes, the recipe says to cook it over a low fire.
Well, that's what you can expect when you listen to My Friend Irma.
Friendship, friendship, just a perfect friendship. When other friendships have been forgot, theirs will still be hot.
Lever Brothers Company, makers of Swan, the soap with the exclusive super creamed blend, presents
Our Friend Swan.
With My Friend Irma.
Starring Marie Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane.
You know, a lot of people like to live in the country. But me, Jane Stacy, give me New York. You can do the same things in New York that you can do in the country. Right now, I'm on the roof of our brownstone taking an early morning sunbath. Oh, I'm just stretched out here. I've got all the privacy in the world. On my right is a billboard. On my left is a blank wall of a warehouse. And right in front of me, holy mackerel, it's the YMCA. Outside of the track, I've never seen so many spyglasses. Well, but so what? I'm not frustrated. So I'm an eyeful in a bathing suit. Oh, I feel wonderful and alive because spring has come around. Of course, I'd feel a lot better if spring came around and brought me a fellow with it. But anyway, it's a beautiful day. Oh, look at that little squirrel scampering up that tree. Probably looking for a nut. Which reminds me, maybe Irma'd like to come up on the roof and take a sunbath. I think I'll get her. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Irma, honey, it's a glorious day. What are you doing in bed?
I think I'm sick, Jane.
Oh, really? Oh, sweetie, I'm sorry. Maybe you overate last night.
Maybe.
On second thought, that's impossible. Al bought your dinner. Well, how do you feel, honey? Have you a pain in any particular place?
No, hurt all over. My pains aren't particular.
Oh. That's too bad. Well, maybe you'd feel better if you got up, huh? Here's your robe.
Thanks, Jane.
Now, how about some coffee?
No, thanks.
Want me to make you some tea?
No.
Milk?
No. I came into the world without anything. I might as well go out the same way.
Oh, honey, don't be dramatic.
But I do feel sick, Jane.
Well, then, gee, I don't think you should go to work. I won't go either. I'll stay home and I'll take care of you, huh? I'll call your boss, Mr. Clyde. I'll tell him you're not coming in.
Oh, I'd better speak to him, Jane. He won't know where anything is.
Oh, yes, I forgot. You have your own filing system.
Hello?
Milton J. Clyde, attorney at law.
Mr. Clyde, this is me, Irma Peterson. She asked me to tell you she won't be in today because she's sick. Have you any messages you'd like delivered to her?
Miss Peterson, I would know that voice anyplace. The only thing I want from you is if you'll kindly tell me where you put a few things, and I'll be very happy to try to get by without you for the day.
Well, I'll be glad to help.
Fine. Now, where is the carbon copy of the letter you mailed to Mr. Alba?
On the other side of his letter. I had the carbon paper in backwards.
Well, that's par for you. Now, tell me, what did you do with that check for $1,000 which I got from Mrs. Van Gool?
Oh, that check was no good.
What are you talking about? It was certified.
Well, there were a lot of little holes in the check, so I threw it away. After all, I'm not stupid. Mr. Clyde? Hello? Are you there?
Yes, but I'm on my knees. Just one more question. What did you do with my papers on universal copper? Where did you file them?
Just where they belong, in the filing cabinet under A.
Under A?
Of course. Copper is made to make pennies. And whose picture is on the penny?
Lincoln's?
That's right. And what's his first name?
Abraham?
So look under A. You see how easy these things are when we work together? Mr. Clyde? Mr. Clyde, where are you?
I'm on the floor. At least pay me the courtesy of hanging up so I can call the doctor. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Was he angry, honey?
No, he's just a big-hearted sentimentalist.
Sentimentalist?
Yes, every time I talk to him, he cries.
Oh.
Jane, I think I'll lie down. I just feel bad all over, like an old horse ready for pasture.
Grand. I'll go and buy a saddle, and we'll take a ride in Central Park. On you. Come in.
It's only me, Professor Kropotkin. Hello, Janie and Irma, my two little air conditioners. One breezy, the other with a dent in the vent. Irma, my darling little pigeon, what's the matter with you? You're lying there like a dead herring.
I'm sick, Professor.
Well, I'm no doctor, but let me give you some advice. As you know, when I was a little child, I was raised by a band of gypsies. And every time we got sick, they used to give us a pinch of barley root in a glass of vodka. Oh, those wonderful epidemics we had.
Oh, I think I will take her to a doctor, Professor. Maybe she needs a blood count or a basal metabolism.
Oh, Jane, why do I need a nasal metabolism? There's nothing wrong with my breathing. I'm just sick all over. Run down. Probably haven't got enough blood. You know, like when you're suffering from magnesia.
Anemia, honey.
Irma, my darling, most diseases are mental. What you should do is think of something real pleasant, like you and Al are married.
Me and Al married.
There, you look better already. Now you're having a big wedding reception. All your friends are there.
All my friends.
And then on the table in front of you, they put a gorgeous wedding cake 6 feet high. Irma, why are you crying?
All that wonderful cake, and I'm too sick to eat any.
Oh, honey. Come in.
Hello, Janie and Irma. Oh, there you are, Professor.
Now, wait a minute, Mrs. O'Reilly.
Wait, nothing. This poem you shoved under my door. You've got your nerve. Girls, listen to this. Roses are red, violets are blue. How many more years must I wait for you?
Why, that sounds lovely. What's wrong with it?
He signed it The Undertaker.
Well, I couldn't spell Kropotkin in the dark.
Oh, go along with you. Irma, darling, what are you doing lying there on the sofa?
I don't feel well, Mrs. O'Reilly.
Oh, you poor child. Jane, why don't you get a doctor?
Oh, I'm just about to take her to Dr. Davis.
Well, I know everyone prefers their own doctor. Me, I wouldn't go to anyone but Dr. Raymond Spritzler. He's done a lovely bit of plastic surgery for me.
That's nice. When are you going to call for it?
Well, this is getting us no place. Come on, honey. We'll go see a doctor and we'll find out what's wrong with you.
Good morning, Miss Stacy. What can I do for you?
Doctor, I have my roommate, Miss Peterson, in the reception room. She's been complaining about feeling ill, and I thought that...
I understand. I'll see her immediately. Send Miss Peterson in.
Hello, Doctor.
Hello, Miss Peterson.
I'll wait outside for you, honey.
Now, if you'll just sit right here, Miss Peterson. That's it. Now, suppose that, first of all, we get a little case history,
Well, I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed, Doctor. You see, history was my worst subject.
Yeah. You have a fine sense of humor. Now tell me, have you had any chronic afflictions?
Only Al, I've liked him for years.
I beg your pardon?
He's my fiancé, you know.
Yes, I know. Miss Peterson, we're not getting anywhere. I want to know if you recall ever having any serious illness.
No.
Well, when did you last see a doctor?
In that picture with Lionel Barrymore.
I see. Miss Peterson, will you please step over here on the scales?
Well, I haven't got a penny.
Well, it's all right. Now, please stand still. That's it. 118.
Am I through?
No. Now, slip this thermometer under your tongue. That's it. Close your mouth. Fine. Now, I'll get a chart ready for you. Emma Peterson, single. All right, now let's look at that thermometer. 98.
98? Just weighed 118. I've lost 10 pounds.
Miss Peterson, why don't you lie down on this couch for a moment and rest? I'll be right back.
All right, I'll just listen to your radio. Do you mind if I use these earphones?
That's my stethoscope, but go right ahead.
Well, Doctor, is it anything serious?
No, I'll be all right. I just had to get out of there for a minute. I mean, no, don't worry, Miss Stacy. There's nothing organically wrong with the girl. I think I know the cause of her illness. I think we can bring her back to normal.
Look, Doctor, I don't want miracles. I just want her to get well. What's wrong with her?
Your friend is suffering from a common disease.
Oh, dear, Doctor, what is it?
Well, there's nothing to be alarmed about. It's spring, and she's got an acute case of lovesickness.
Oh, I should have known. She's eating her heart out for Al. Oh, the poor kid. I'll go in and comfort her. Irma, honey. Irma? Cookie.
He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. Oh, he doesn't love me.
Neither will a doctor when he finds out you cut all the fingers off his rubber gloves.
Poor Irma. May 3rd, 1948, My Friend Irma on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Hi, this is Kyle Horvath with the White Pine County Tourism and Recreation Board. If you want to get away from the big cities and get back to nature this summer, give us a call at 775-289-3720 or visit us online at elinevada.net. There's so much to do and see, I can't mention it in 30 seconds, but check out our website and you'll see what Nevada is really all about. elinevada.net or follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Give us a call at 775-289-3720 or visit us online at elinevada.net.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now more of Marie Wilson and her love sickness. And I think the love sickness is for Al, not for you, Jimmy. Sorry. May 3rd, 1948.
That we have diagnosed Irma's illness as love sickness doesn't make matters one bit easier. You see, Irma happens to be in love with a man who hasn't worked for so long that, well, I'll put it this way. If Al was Stanley, the explorer, and Dr. Livingston was a job, Stanley would never have found Livingston. I tell these things to Irma, but she keeps crying, and she's actually making herself sick. I've sent for the professor and Mrs. O'Reilly so we can have a council of war to decide what to do about Al. I just can't stand any more of Irma's suffering. Oh, sweetie. Please, Please don't carry on like that. It's not good for you.
I can't help it, Jane. This is spring, the time for romance. The birds are singing, the flowers are budding. The sap is starting to fall, and I have no one to catch me.
Well, now, don't cry, honey. Things have a way of working out, you know. Why don't you go for a walk and forget your troubles, huh?
All right, I think I'll take a walk in the park and visit the zoo. After all, that's where I met Al.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that, honey. He was taking peanuts away from the monkeys.
Goodbye.
Hello. Oh, Al. Al, I want you to come over here as soon as you can. Why not? What trouble are you having? With a gum machine? Didn't you get your gum? Well, you got the gum, but the string on the nickel broke. Look, Al, you hurry right over here. Goodbye. Come in.
It's only us, Professor Kropotkin and Mrs. O'Reilly.
Oh, I'm so glad the two of you are here. Irma's in trouble.
Oh, the poor child.
Now, don't worry, Janie. If Irma's in trouble, you'll stand in back of her. Mrs. O'Reilly will stand in back of you, and I'll stand in back of Mrs. O'Reilly. You know, I don't know if this could help Irma, but this could be a very good conga line.
Please, Professor, this is serious. Now, we all know that Al has been giving Irma the runaround, and what with this being spring and June not too far off, the poor girl is lovesick.
Aren't we all?
Please, Mrs. O'Reilly, stop winking at me. I'm tired of picking up your eyelashes.
Well, anyway, it seems to me that there's only one solution. Al is coming over here, and we've got to get him to commit himself, to announce his engagement to Irma.
But I thought they were engaged.
Oh, no, just in words, Professor. I want Al to give her a ring. And then Irma will feel secure, and she'll stop worrying herself sick.
In other words, we have to get Al to propose.
Yeah, knowing him, I think it's hopeless.
Oh, Jane, nothing is hopeless. As in the case of... Tell me, Mrs. O'Reilly, how did you trick your first husband into proposing to you?
I didn't trick him. It was love at first sight. He always said my eyes were like two deep pools.
My luck, I had to meet you after the dam broke.
Please, the two of you, we're trying to solve Irma's problem.
Well, if Al did propose, where will he get a ring? Has he any money?
Money? Are you kidding? His pockets haven't seen his hands since that last cold spell we had.
Well, what are we going to do?
We've got to get him to propose. Otherwise, Irma's never going to get over her sickness.
Open up, chicken. It's me, your little Al.
That's him. That's him. I'll handle him, folks. If I need any help, I'll call you.
All right, Jenny.
Come in.
Oh, Jane. Hi, folks. Where's chicken? Well, why is everybody staring at me?
If I was your mother, I'd shoot your father.
If I was your father, I deserve it. Come on, Mrs. O'Reilly. Before we both forget we are gentlemen.
What goes here, Jane? Hey, don't look at me that way. I've seen prosecuting attorneys with more pleasant expressions.
Al, sit down.
First, I want to know where chicken is.
That's what I want to talk to you about, Al. Now, you've known Irma for over a year.
Check.
And I assume you love her.
Love her? Jane, I ain't got any flair for these poetical phrases. But believe me, when I walk down the street with my arm around Irma, I couldn't feel any better if I was carrying home a barrel of beer.
Well, for you, that's kind of tender. But I want to know what you're going to do about her future.
Well, naturally, I'm spending day and night working on my deals.
Oh, stop with your deals.
No, this one's surefire. I'm planning on cutting the toes and heels off of socks and selling them for spats.
Oh, no, you'll never make any money that way. Why don't you try stretching bottle caps and selling them for pie plates?
See, that ain't bad. You know, Jane, there's a certain undertone here that I don't like. It's like a bunch of cops whispering to each other as I pass by.
Now, listen to me, Al. I want to know about you and Irma.
Just a minute, Jane. You may be her roommate, but my relationship with Irma is purely a personal matter.
Not when it makes her sick. Not when she's out walking like she is now and crying her heart out.
My chicken is sick? Oh, gee, I'd rather die than hurt my chicken.
Well, then why don't you do what any man would do? Make some definite gesture to show her that you mean business.
Well, I did, Jane. Why, just the other day I went about making arrangements for our marriage. I priced a house, I looked at furniture, spoke to a minister, then I went to the bank to arrange for a loan.
Well?
Spent the rest of the day canceling everything.
Look, Al, the time has come when you're going to have to do something besides make promises.
But I've already told her we're engaged.
Al, in case you don't know, there's a little item called an engagement ring that a girl likes to get.
Been working on it. In fact, my friend Joe sold me a raffle ticket on a ring. Won the raffle, too. But something went wrong. Joe's wife woke up while he was trying to slip it off her finger.
Al, would you really give Irma a ring if you had one?
On my word.
Well, here.
What's this you're giving me, Jane?
This was my grandmother's engagement ring. She gave it to me, and I want you to give it to Irma.
Oh, Jane, I couldn't take this. It's an heirloom. Probably means a great deal to you.
It does, but not as much as Irma. And I don't want her to know that I gave it to you.
Gee, Jane, I don't know what to say. I'm all choked up. How much is it worth?
Never mind what it's worth. Really? When you give this ring, I want you to be looking into 2 blue eyes, not 3 gold balls.
Trust me, Jane.
Don't be naive, Al. I'm going out now, and when I come back, I want to see a well Irma and an engaged Irma with a ring on her 3rd finger left hand. Got me, Al?
Gotcha, Jane. Gee, looks like a pretty expensive ring. It's got 2 diamonds on each side. In that case, there's only one man to call. Who else but... Hello, Joe? Al, got a problem. Just received a ring with 2 diamonds. What do you suggest? Uh-huh. 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 Mm-hmm. Only one man to handle it? Friendly Freddy, the philosophical fence? Well, where is he located? Oh, he's with an old Southern family on their farm? Oh, the prison farm in Georgia.
No hot ring for Irma, May 3rd, 1948. My Friend Irma on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We're listening to My Friend Irma, May 3rd, 1948. Al's trying to find Irma a ring, and he goes to Joe, which, of course, you know, isn't going to be particularly above board.
No, Joe, this ring is legitimate. You see, I got to give it... Oh, Joe, what am I doing? What am I talking to you for? This is for my girl. The whole thing is on the up and up. Sorry I took up your time. Was merely acting on a natural impulse. Got carried away by the diamonds. Forget it, Joe. We'll call you on another proposition. Goodbye. Al, sometimes you get mighty close to being a bum.
Oh, Jane. Oh, why, Al, what are you doing here?
Hiya, chicken.
Hello, Al, honey.
Chicken, there's something very important I want to ask you.
All right, Al, shall we go over to the sofa?
No, this is important. Let's go over to the sink.
The sink? All right, Al.
Good. Now listen, I'll turn the faucet on. There. Pretty romantic, huh?
What?
Chicken, ain't you got no imagination? That's Niagara Falls.
Oh, Al. No one could have said it any nicer. I do.
Chicken, we are now engaged. And to make it legal, I am going to give you an engagement ring.
Oh, Al, this is a moment I've waited for. Let me see the ring.
Not yet, Chicken. Want to do this in such a way that you'll never forget it. Now we'll sit over here on the sofa.
Oh, hurry, Al. I'm as excited as an expectant father walking up and down in front of a maternity house.
Feel the same way, Chicken. Now turn down the lights.
They're down.
Good. Now, Chicken, close your eyes.
They're closed.
Now, beloved, as behooves the occasion, I would like to make a speech to mark this wonderful moment.
Oh, go ahead, Al. I can hear you even though my eyes are closed.
Chicken, I have looked the whole world over for a fair maiden to share my worldly possessions. I admit most of my possessions are no longer in my possession. Because they've already been possessed. And those I possess, I cannot get. Because they're in a place from which I have been dispossessed.
Go ahead, Al. It's beautiful.
But east is east, and west is west. And as Mark Twain said, we have met. And having met, I hereby with this ring thee do engage. Your hand, my love.
Here, Al. Al, what's the matter?
Can't find the ring.
Oh, Al.
Turn the lights on, Chicken. Can't understand. I just had it in my hand. It must have fallen on the sofa. Help me look for it, Chicken.
Hey, wait a minute, Al. Are you sure you had a ring?
Positive.
Well, where did you get it?
Well, gee, I can't see it anyplace.
Al, where would you get a ring?
From my great-great-grandmother. I never told you about her because it would make you sad. You see, she's dead.
Al, I don't believe you ever had a ring. This is just another one of your jokes, and I never want to see you again.
Chicken, believe me, I wouldn't kid you. To me, marriage is a sacred honor. Like not turning state's evidence on a close member of the family.
Oh, I'm sorry, Al. I can't believe you, and I never want to see you again. Goodbye.
Well, Chicken, if that's the way you want it, goodbye.
Hello. What's that? You want to reserve 4 seats for a streetcar named Desire? You've got the wrong number. Besides, can't you tell I'm crying? My heart is breaking. For all I care, you can take the subway. Oh, Jane.
Oh, Irma, you're still crying. Didn't you see Al?
Yes, and I never want to see him again.
Oh, but sweetie, didn't he give you, didn't he give you something?
No, all he did was put out the lights and tell me to close my eyes. Then he pretended he lost a ring.
What? Lost it?
Oh, Jane, you know, Al. Where would he get a ring?
Where would he get it? Why, Irma, if anything has happened to that ring, Irma, what's the matter with you now?
What do you mean?
Well, you're limping. Honey, take your shoe off.
All right, Jane. Jane, look. It's a ring.
Oh, thank heavens. There, you see, honey, Al wasn't lying after all. Now what are you crying about?
We're not engaged. The ring is on the wrong foot.
Put the ring on the right the right finger. And Irma's engaged, and she's happy again. Right now, she's bending over her hope chest. Sweetie, what are you doing with the double harness?
Well, they say when you get married, you should pull as a team.
And you know, automobiles may have replaced horses, but nothing will ever replace my friend Irma.
My Friend Irma, presented by Swan, another fine product of Lever Brothers Company, was produced and directed by Cy Howard. Tonight's script was written by Cy Howard and Park Levy. Folks, next Monday evening, listen again to My Friend Irma, starring Marie Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane. The part of Professor Kropotkin was played by Hans Conried. Ladies, listen, the shortage of fats and oils is still very serious, and it's worldwide. So please keep on saving every drop of used kitchen fat. Your butcher will pay you for every pound. Frank Bingman speaking.
May 3rd, 1948, Marie Wilson, John Brown playing Al's great. And, of course, Kathy Lewis is great, too. My Friend Irma here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.
It's a big, bold story set in the heartland of America, along the edge of Lonely Mountain. I am open for business. And so Big William Gorgon, played by handsome Michael James, fiercely set down his Midwest roots.
Oh, darling, we're going to sell bathrobes and raise chickens.
Set his adoring wife, Wilhelmina, portrayed by beautiful Glenda Olsen.
Oh, I love our store, Will.
But they hadn't counted on Big Ralph's bathrobes and cattle store coming to town.
Oh, Will, what will we do, Will?
Will had a plan, a way of facing off against tough Big Ralph. We're going to change the face of America. We're going to advertise.
Ad for what?
With print, broadcasting, and bus benches, we're going to tell people who we are and where we are.
What's a bus?
And so the story of how one man brought advertising to the heartland.
Oh, will it work?
It will. Well, my name ain't Will, Wilhelmina. You got to advertise or we'll die. And so the greatest marketing story of all time is here. Advertise or die, dopey.
Put your message on this national advertising platform. Email classicradiotheater@gmail.com. classicradiotheater@gmail.com. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, another episode of the soap opera Claudia. This episode from May 3rd, 1948.
And now, Claudia.
It's a nice drive to the station. I'm glad it's a sunny day.
Why particularly, Mama?
It's pleasant to leave a place when the sun's shining.
It's pleasanter not to leave a place when the sun's shining.
That's true. Everything's quite green now, isn't it? Trees and grass.
Yeah, it's almost summer.
Winter's gone fast.
Now that it is gone. That's the way it always is, isn't it?
What is?
While you were visiting with us, it seemed as if it would always last like that. Now that you're leaving, it seems like you were hardly with us at all.
That's the right time to leave.
Mama, do you think Aunt Louisa's going to be sick very long?
I don't know. She's not a young woman.
She's our only real relative. I hope she'll be all right.
I'll stay with her until she is. We decided over the weekend I can't keep going back and forth between New York and Eastbrook, and that's the least I can do for my sister-in-law.
Funny, thinking of Aunt Louisa as my father's sister.
I know.
Mama, you are going to come back up here afterwards, aren't you?
Claudia, is that my train?
Why, I don't know.
It's 5 to 5.
Your train's not due till 5 after, Mama.
It could be early.
Oh, I doubt it. Trains are usually late.
Maybe you better drive a little faster.
What did you say, Mama?
I said maybe you better drive a little faster.
That's what I thought you said. I'm driving 40, Mama.
Then drive 45.
And break the law?
Nobody'll see you. There's nobody around.
Really, Mama, you're talking like a hardened old criminal. I'd rather you miss that silly old train than break the law.
Since when have you gotten so virtuous?
David likes me to be virtuous.
You can't fool me. You're just contrary.
Claudia, quite contrary. How does your garden grow?
We'll miss my train if you keep poking along like this.
Good, I hope so. Hey, I'm on the right side. Besides, I'm not poking along. Mama, do you realize what you're doing?
What?
All my life you've been telling me to drive slower.
All your life? You've only had a
life?
license 6 months.
And now, when I'm on the verge of having a baby...
It's going to be a pretty long verge.
You want me to drive faster. You have no feeling for your grandson.
I'll remind you of this conversation sometime when you insist on driving 60 miles an hour to no place.
I still don't know why you want to make that train so badly.
Anything to get away from here?
Then you'll be happy to know we're almost at the station.
Good.
Mama?
What?
Oh, nothing.
Guess the first thing I'll have to do is put my drape covers on. I haven't been home in such a while. The apartment will be a mess. Let me see. Slip covers. Send the bedspread to the cleaners. Any shopping you want me to do?
No. I'm going into town next week.
I have to see Dr. Rowland.
Let me know which day you're planning on.
Oh, I'll think about it.
Oh, Claudia.
Well, here we are.
But only just. Now maybe my pulse will go back to normal.
Say, I don't see any other cars around.
Not a soul on the station platform.
Hey, maybe that was your train, Mama.
Oh, it couldn't have been.
Why not?
When's the next one?
Not for hours. You'll have to come back home with me, Mama, that's all.
Not on your life.
She's independent, too.
Claudia, if you've made me miss my train on purpose, I'll...
What will you do?
Catch the next one.
I'll take your bag, Mama.
You will not.
I am younger than you are.
Who says? And I'm not having the baby.
I wish somebody told me that having a baby would give everybody else the privilege of bossing me around.
Do you good.
Is it heavy, Mama?
This little bag? Besides which, you hardly let me pack anything.
I'm holding your clothes for ransom, so you'll have to come back sooner.
So I'll be ashamed to walk around in New York, you mean? I don't know how I ever let you talk me into it.
Oh, there's one.
Maybe one's mine.
I thought yours was halfway to New York by now.
Probably is.
It's just 5 o'clock, Mama.
Stand back when the train comes or you'll get a cinder in your eye. What time does David get here?
On his usual train, I guess, about 6:30.
What'll you do between now and then?
Oh, I don't know. Drive around? Maybe market a little. Maybe just stay here.
It's only a little over an hour.
That's all. It's not even going to stop.
Well, it's a freight train to boot. I hope it's a short one.
They never are.
Strange, but the time up here's gone surprisingly fast.
I know.
I didn't even mind your cooking.
Oh, a person can get used to anything, they say.
I suppose so.
Say, Mama, now it only costs 45 cents to call Eastbrook from New York after 7 o'clock, so
I'll
please.
get reckless once in a while. I'll call you.
Well, you'd better.
It was a short train.
Whew. It's so quiet all of a sudden.
Now you can hear yourself think.
I don't hear a thing.
I'm not surprised.
Even though I'm thinking
What about?
that you're crazy to be going back to New York like this.
Oh, that again.
Mama, listen, you still have time to change your mind.
Claudia, don't try flattery.
Don't you like our house?
It's not bad.
Don't you like the country?
Pretty well.
Don't you like your room and bath?
Oh, very much.
Then it's all very clear. You just don't like me.
How'd you guess?
I mean it, Mama.
So do I.
Now, seriously, Mama, listen.
Seriously?
Oh, you. You are impossible, Mrs. Brown. Do you know a person can't even have an intelligent conversation with you anymore? All right, I'll show you. I won't even ask you to change your mind.
Good. My train's late.
First it was early, then it was late. Oh, have you got something to read on your late train?
Can't read on a train. Gives me a headache. Besides, the scenery is pretty.
I bet it'll be raining in New York.
Why?
And it's dirty and terribly noisy.
And what?
Well, that's all.
I'll send you a postcard.
From Times Square, a picture of Broadway at night. Or maybe the East River.
You'll get so that you like living in the country even better than in New York, Claudia.
Who said I didn't already?
Not I.
Honestly, David adores it here. I do, too. I do, honestly. Oh, I wish that train would come. I hate stations.
What time is it now?
Let's see. It's, just 5 after 5. Mama, listen to me now. You listening?
Sure.
You never do. You always say you are, and you never do. Well, listen this time. If by any chance you should get lonesome, will you please?
Yes, and I
please.
promise to eat 3 regular meals a day.
I don't even care how regular they are. Just so long as you eat 3 of them.
Yes, ma'am. Anything else?
No, ma'am. Nothing else. Well, at last. That's it, I guess.
Claudia, don't go so near the edge of the platform.
No, I don't see a thing, Mama.
Then come back here.
Oh, for heaven's sake, it's coming from the opposite direction. Must be a train from New York, not to New York.
Looks like every train is arriving into this station except mine.
Nothing personal, Mama.
Claudia, why don't you run along home? I can manage from here by myself.
Go home? I will not.
Well, what's the matter? Do you think I'll get on the wrong train?
Worse yet, you might not leave at all. That'd be
Don't worry, I
terrible.
will.
Maybe your train got lost. Or maybe it hitched onto the wrong engine.
Look here, if you're in such a hurry to get rid of me...
How'd you know? Oh. Somebody ought to invent something better than stations.
Why?
They're a horrible place to say goodbye.
And don't say it.
Why'd we get here so early anyway?
Claudia! Hey, Claudia!
David! Mama, it's David.
Tell him not to shout like that.
Hello, Mother!
David! Mama says not to shout like that.
Mama's right, as usual.
Well, stop shouting then.
Your side of the platform.
Good. Come on over. What are you waiting for? Hey, David. What are you doing home so early today?
Claudia, I'm embarrassed to be seen with you.
Nobody's seeing us, Mama.
Everybody's hearing you for miles around.
There's nobody here, even for miles around.
I'm on my way over. Stay where you are.
Hear
Stay
that,
right
Mama?
there.
Even David doesn't want you to go away.
David's very broad-minded.
He has to be. Look at the mother-in-law you got.
What about her?
Stubborn, independent.
Just like her daughter.
So different.
Not so different. You'll see.
Mama, your collar's crooked.
It is? Oh, thanks for telling me.
No extra charge. Mama, you're sure you don't want anything to read or
Positive.
eat or... I think you'd rather just look over somebody else's shoulder.
That's it, of course.
Some trains certainly let you know they're coming, don't they?
And this one's mine.
Well, it's about time.
Well, I guess. Where's my valise?
Oh, it's right here. Where is it? Oh, here
What's
it is.
the matter?
Hey, wait a minute. David will take it for you, Mom.
Ouch! What's the matter?
I caught a cinder in my eye.
I told you. I'd better hurry.
Feels as big as a house, Mama.
Claudia, be sure you drive carefully and listen to what David says.
Mama, wait. Mama, please promise me that... Oh, this eye.
Say goodbye to your cat and dog for me and hello to David.
Oh, where's my handkerchief? I know I took it. I remember putting it in my pocketbook. There it is. No, I didn't. Mama, lend me your handkerchief, would you? Mama. Mama. He's gone. Goodbye, Mama.
Hello, darling.
Oh, David. Mama's gone. She left me with a cinder in my eye.
Well, that was a terrible thing for her to do.
Wasn't it? She didn't even lend me her handkerchief.
Then here's mine. Now go on. Blow.
Blowing never helps take a cinder out of a person's eye.
That's a matter of opinion.
David, you don't think I'm crying, do you?
Well, of course not, darling.
I never even got a chance to say goodbye, so how could I be crying? Oh, it's an elephant in my eye.
Now, here. Open it up. Wide.
You're very talented at this, you know it?
Roll your eye around to the left.
It's on the right.
Do as I say.
You were sweet to come up early, just so I wouldn't feel an empty house.
Sweet nothing. I just didn't want you driving back and forth on these roads more than necessary.
Honestly, you and Mama. Even when I drive slowly. Don't you like the way I drive?
I don't like. There. How does your eye feel?
It feels much better. Cinder must be gone. Oh, David, Mama's gone, too. But even so, everything feels all right.
Good. I knew it would.
Well, now that the going's over, wasn't so bad, David. Just like a cinder. Come on, darling. Let's go home.
If you're like most women who are at home during the day, your lunch is rather sketchy, consisting of whatever you find in the refrigerator. But I can assure you of this. If you add an ice-cold bottle of Coca-Cola to your noontime meal, you'll make lunchtime refreshment time, and whatever you eat will taste that much better. For the pause that refreshes is particularly welcome in the midst of a busy day.
Say, Joe, if you happen to be in New York tonight, would you do us a favor?
Certainly, David. What's on your mind?
Call up Mama, would you? See how she is.
Of course I will. Tell me, David, how's the house coming? Are you going to do much more work on it?
Well, I'll be able to answer that tomorrow night. Claudia's going to balance the budget, and I think it's going to be a very enlightening evening.
I know what you mean. Mind if I eavesdrop?
Not at all. See you tomorrow night. So long, Joe.
Goodbye, David. As I was about to say, every day, Monday through Friday, Claudia comes to you transcribed with the best wishes of your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. So listen again tomorrow at the same time. And now this is Joe King saying au revoir. And remember, whoever you are, whatever you do, wherever you may be, when you think of refreshment, think of Coca-Cola. For Coca-Cola makes any pause the pause that refreshes.
May 3rd, 1948, Claudia here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. Would you thank this radio station and support their advertisers? It's their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you each and every day. A card from you would be so greatly appreciated. A reminder that you can find our shows if you miss a day. You don't have to miss a single show. You can find them on iHeartRadio or Spotify or Spreaker, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, Amazon, or Facebook. Just search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. And also you can find them on my webpage, classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.